British colonies' freedoms and legal autonomy. Tonight, we're learning more about allegations that China may have engaged in forced organ harvesting of prisoners of conscience. The China Tribunal, which is an independent group in the UK, delivered its final report today after a year of analyzing available evidence. Joining me now by Skype from Charlotte, North Carolina, is Gary Bauer, Commissioner with USCIRF, the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. Gary, welcome back to our broadcast.
It's a pleasure to be with you, but it's horrifying to be here for such a terrible subject.
Horrible, horrible subject. It's being called transplant tourism. That's where people are now flocking to China to get needed organs. And if these accusations are true, thousands may have been killed for livers, kidneys, eyes. Some of them are believed to be religious minorities. Which groups are being targeted?
Well, it appears from the information that this commission was able to discern that the Falun Gong it appears to be particularly targeted for this sort of treatment. I think people need to keep in mind, however, that China has become an equal opportunity oppressor and violator of religious liberty. So whether we're hearing about the Uyghurs, the Muslim Chinese that are being put in camps, this particular targeting of the Falun Gong through these organ harvesting, or what's been done to Christian churches in China, the theme is the same. Any kind of religious belief, the Chinese Communist government seems to feel threatened by that and is willing to do almost anything to stop it.
Well, your organization, USCIRF, in a couple of months ago, said that China is a country of particular concern in your recommended report to Congress. And you said that there should be restrictions on the sale of surveillance and biometric equipment. How does that advanced technology factor into this process?
Well, this advanced technology, and in some cases we believe that some of it's been provided by American companies, this advanced technology is used by the Chinese Communist government to track people, to determine where they are, what they're saying, whether they're attending churches, are they engaged in religious activities that the Chinese government is threatened by. And then, of course, that leads to the arrests of prisoners of conscience. Great Chinese gulag is developing that even the old Soviet Union, I think, would be jealous of when you're talking about the number of people in that Chinese gulag. And then that leads to the kind of abuses that we're reading about today, where some of those prisoners are killed and their organs harvested for financial gain for the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party.
Well, other than sort of stopping that, what else can be done?
Well, we're urging on all of these issues for the United States government in any bilateral meetings with the Chinese to raise human rights and religious persecution issues in those meetings. It's important for us to do that so the world can be reminded of the kind of nation that China is today. We're also hoping that American companies, as they look for ways to maximize their own profits, may begin to consider with more seriousness, do they really want to be investing in a country that violates human rights and religious liberty to this degree that we're seeing in China?
It's a huge question. I asked Secretary Pompeo how important this is in these negotiations. You know, he says it's important, but it's hard to get a straight answer. Gary Bauer, Commissioner with the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.